views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Meetings of the Minds in partnership with BronxNet. As you already know, these segments are to make sure you know who our members are, our partners are, and our affiliates. They have some incredible resources that help grow and thrive our communities. More importantly, you know exactly who you will need to support because they obviously support all of us. We are still a membership organization, so if you're not yet a member, join our familia. It is very easy. www.hispanicchamber.nyc, www.hispanicchamber.nyc, and engage with us on LinkedIn, New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all spelled out. The New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is proud to support our allies. An ally, the definition is very simple, is those who support and advocate for people in stigmatized and marginalized communities who are often treated unfairly, who are often kept from opportunities and resources that we clearly deserve. Phillip Kwoka is our ally. He is the president and founder of the Bronx School For Music. The schools gives children an opportunity, children in our communities, an opportunities to learn instruments such as the piano or get vocal lessons from trained professionals. They give us their very best. Because of their work, the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce partnered with Keller Williams to issue a grant of support for their dynamic organizations. But why talk about this wonderful organization when we have Phillip Kwoka himself to tell us all about it? Phillip, how are you and how is the family?
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm doing well. And I'm, really glad to be a part of the family with the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and to be receiving this grant. It's really extraordinary, and we're very grateful for the work. So yeah, everything we're getting ready for the holiday season, and there's a lot to talk about.
All right, then let's get started, right? And very simple. The first question is, we want everybody to understand why the Bronx School for Music is definitely one of the organizations we need to support. So you're the president and founder of the Bronx School for Music. Why the Bronx, Phillip?
Well, this has to go into everything that you said. It's sort of in your opening in today's segment. There's stigma in the Bronx, and I think that stigma needs to be changed. People are either still afraid of coming to the Bronx, or the Bronx doesn't get the necessary funding and attention that it needs because of people's perceptions of it. And by coming into this community and to build something new, we start changing people's perceptions of everything that's around us. Now we see extraordinary economic development happening in the South Bronx. And there's just really sort of a big, exciting opportunity now in the Bronx to create new things. And that's why I wanted to choose the Bronx to create and build a new organization for children.
You're so right. The Bronx is changing, but we still have to continue to change this perception that many have of us, and our children are definitely gems in our community. I mean, music, hip hop was started in the Bronx, so we obviously have a lot of talent here. Why do you think musical education is good for kids and our children?
Well, it comes down to a lot of skills that it develops. Early on in music, students develop discipline skills that they wouldn't really be having necessarily in school. there's mathematical concepts that are taught early on in music that get kids sort of ahead of the game. And then down the road, it's been proven that students who study music always test higher on their SAT scores, get into better schools, and then build better leadership skills in the future. I can't tell you how many, famous people or successful people that I know that have had music as a big part of their life. And I think that there's no coincidence for that. So,
What is your musical background?
So I started studying piano when I was 5 years old at the Music Institute of Long Island, which is in Manhasset, New York. And just like a lot of children who even study at the Bronx School for Music, a lot of times there's either excitement from, a particular child to study music, or the family members really believe in music and the power that it has. So my mother signed me up for lessons when I was 5 years old. And that sort of was the beginning of the end, I guess. It's all I've really known for the last 25 years of my life. And when I was 9 years old, my family moved briefly to Florida, so I continued my studies there throughout middle school and high school. And then I left Florida to study at the Cleveland Institute of Music for my undergraduate studies. And then I finished my master's at the Mannes School of Music here in New York City. And all of the experiences that I've had studying music have sort of shaped and informed my decision and my desire to create this new program here for children in the Bronx.
It's interesting, when we're younger, we tend to take this path that we have no idea where it would lead us. Has it always been in your heart to start a music school?
I think it has. When I was in high school, I remember I would always go to the head of our music department and to the principal of the school and constantly kind of complain about certain aspects of the program or try to push and change things to make it more rigorous and demanding for the students there. And so that I always had this sort of passion to make change within the American system for music education. And then when I was in my undergraduate studies, a professor of mine introduced me to his nonprofit music school that's based out on Long Island. And it really helped influence and motivate even me more to try to create something like that for young artists. So I've always loved the idea of teaching. I really love teaching and creating big change for the American music education system is very important for me.
Let's address the elephant in the room of perhaps many of our community members, right? Does music education have to be expensive? And being in a community like the Bronx, how do you make sure to keep the affordability and access to this music to our community, especially our kids?
Well, the most important thing is fundraising and getting support from philanthropists and the community as well to really make this accessible for everyone around. And it is really important to make it accessible because generally the reason why a lot of families in the Bronx have this idea of having to think outside of the Bronx for music is because there aren't really no affordable and accessible, institutions here. So the more we can create in that area, the better it will be for the good of the Bronx. And it really takes a big fundraising effort in order to make this possible here and in order to get the community really involved in it. So the more support we can get behind that and the greater a community we can build, then the more accessible it will be for everyone involved.
You heard it here, folks. It really does take a community, and it's important that we support each other. Phillip, how do we enroll our kids?
Well, you can go online to www.bronxschool bronxschoolformusic.org. And if you click on the enroll button in our menu, that'll take you to our registration page. So all you have to do is fill out all of the information that's there. And then someone from our administrative office will give you a call back, set up a lesson time, and get you ready to begin the lessons.
This is fantastic. I am definitely a supporter myself at the Bronx School of Music. My daughter is musically inclined, and I didn't want to go outside of my borough to be able to provide this for her. We've been able to tap into a part of her that she is very happy that we are supportive of. She's not the easiest person to please, but there's a joy that comes to her, and she never gives me a fight about going to the Bronx School of Music for her vocal classes and her piano classes. I also understand, and we know that it is a safe environment for kids, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about how the children are able to go there even on the weekends and jam out together?
Well, so the school is based out of home, and a lot of major American conservatories and just institutions around the world in music first started out as a home. So I really wanted to give a space that the kids can call their own, that doesn't have this really highly institutionalized feeling to it, and essentially becomes a place like they're going to visit grandma or grandpa something on a specific day in the week, that really will make them remember the experience much more than just going to sort of a cold building with dry walls and, something like that. So throughout the summer, I would invite, about 8 to 10 students to come to the house every day. They would practice in the morning, play ping pong for lunch, and then go back to practicing or playing video games later in the afternoon. And then, throughout the school year, whenever there's an open space in a room here, we always invite everyone to come and use, the pianos and the instruments in the house and the studios in order to work and to practice. And then, when the children are here on Saturdays for our group musical lessons in either choir or Doctor's Eurythmics and music appreciation, there's just a level of comfort that they wouldn't have somewhere else. And seeing them get comfortable in the space also makes it a better learning environment for them.
Agreed. The Hispanic community is all about being grounded and creating community and definitely family. And I wish you more success. Of course, we'll continue to support. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're so elated, right, to be able to support and issue a grant during our 2021 Business Banquet and Scholarship Award reception. And to do so, we've partnered with a strong advocate of yours, Keller Williams, to make this happen and to make this possible. Thank you so much for being with us, Phil. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Keller Williams and to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, to you, Sulma, and then also Gregory Tsugranis and Julia Tsugranis, who also introduced me to the Chamber of Commerce to begin with. So thank you so much.
You got it. For more information about the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce or to become a member, it is really easy. Once again, www.hispanicchamberofcommerce.nyc, and follow us on LinkedIn. New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all spelled out. Until next time, my friends, see you on the next episodes of Meetings of the Minds in partnership with Bronx.